Welcome back. Thank you for joining. In today's video, we'll be making chin chin. Let me go ahead and show you all the ingredients. You need baking powder. I'm using 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So this is the teaspoon that I used to measure the baking powder. You need salt. I use half teaspoon of salt. You need nutmeg. I use 1 tablespoon of nutmeg for flavor. You need sugar. So for the quantity of sugar, you can just moderate it according to how sweet you want your chin chin. And for this recipe, we'll be using oil, friends. I'm using 1 cup of oil. So I intentionally use this glass because I know back home most people use this glass for measurement. All right. You need water. We'll be using 1 cup of water. We'll start by mixing the dry ingredients. So you go ahead and add in the baking powder. You add in the salt. And then you add in the nutmeg. After the nutmeg, you add in the sugar, alright? So when you add it, you just mix everything to thoroughly combine. In the next step, go ahead and crack in the eggs. We are using 3 eggs and we are also using 6 cups of flour, alright? So when you add in the eggs, you just go ahead and mix the flour to thoroughly combine with the egg. Then in the next step, we are going to add in the oil, okay? So the oil, you have to add the oil like gradually and then you mix, all right? You mix the oil before you add in the water because after you add in the oil, you can now determine the quantity of water that you will add in, all right? This recipe is so simple and straightforward, friends. But trust me, this is the best chin chin recipe that you will ever make. So when you make this chin chin, a lot of people will give you compliment like, your chin chin is so rich. And they will be like, can I have more? I want more. I want more. All you have to ensure is that the measurement should be exact like I showed you here. And your chin chin is going to be perfect. You're going to enjoy this recipe. So you continue adding in water at intervals while mixing until you obtain like the dough. Look at that. So after you obtain your perfect dough, you will now go ahead and then you pass it on to maybe a flat surface and knead it a little more. Then you can cut it now into little round balls like golf balls, ready for you to flatten and then cut, right? So we are now going to flatten the dough just like so, and I'll be using a knife to cut it, friends. You can go ahead and use a dough cutter as well. Friends, if you are joining for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So we are now going to cut the chin chin to the desired sizes. So I'm going to be cutting it long, friends. So in this recipe, I'll show you two methods. The first method is this one, and then the second method is a real authentic method for chin chin that it was common before. It's still common now though, but most people do cut chin chin now differently. So this is a real method. When you make chin chin like this back home, then it's Christmas. So after you're done shaping your chin chin, you go ahead and fry it, alright? So you go ahead and heat up some oil, then you fry the chin chin. So when you heat up the oil to know if it is okay to fry, first put one chin chin, and then you try to see if the oil is like fizzing up. Then you go ahead and put the rest of the dough to fry your chin chin. You fry until you obtain that nice light brown color, and that's it. Your chin chin is ready. Look at that. This looks so good. This chin chin, this recipe is a must-try recipe, friends. So when your chin chin is ready, you take it out from the oil, transfer it on a tissue paper to drain extra oil, and then you continue to fry the second batch, the third batch, the fourth batch, until when your chin chin is all ready. And thank you so much for joining. If you did watch up to this point, I appreciate you. You are the best. You are always all the best. I hope this video was useful. See you next time.